Mm. So, download the We go live. We know.
Welcome to the Big BoneYard. Enter at your own risk.
Decided to pursue a career in law because it gives me an opportunity to help people. When a client chooses us to represent them, they're entrusting us with a huge responsibility. It's our goal to exceed their expectations with our personalized service and to help them to achieve the best possible recovery to compensate them for their injuries.
That's where we come in. We come in and we solve that problem for them and really set them on the right track in order to try and get back to what their life was like before the accident happened.
What a day, what a night, what a weekend. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Big BoneYard. You got myself, me. I'm Big Bone 1%er, man. So thank y'all for riding through the Big BoneYard and all that. Let me go 1%er. I'm doing that thing. But let's talk about this dude, though. You know, the hostess with the mostest, Mr. Doggone Tate from A-Bait. A-Bait Tate, what's up, man?
What is up, bro? I had an amazing weekend. Went with some friends. Explored
No. Wait a minute. I got to shake this one off. This, I never get to do this. We're running a little late tonight. And I'm innocent. It's not my fault. Tate was busy doing all kinds of big, easy stuff. And as a result,
literally.
Yeah, right? Shit. Man, look, ordinarily, but I just
whoa. Time out.
What's that?
Before we get sued.
Right.
So anything that's said on this show is our opinions and our opinions alone. They do not represent our particular clubs and or organizations. That being said, what's up?
Our opinions are our opinions only. And you know, it's so great. Rockstar and I were talking about that. We're going to introduce Rockstar in just a second, but we were talking about that earlier during some pre-show stuff. But yeah, man. So the weekend, matter of fact, let's go ahead. We have a guest with us tonight. We're having some technical difficulties. So his doggone technology didn't want to cooperate. So he's not able to be live, but I believe Rockstar, you still on the line?
Yes, sir.
Man, let me tell you who we got. First of all, let me do it like this. So I had the blessed fortune of being able to travel around the country a lot doing biker shit. And, I swear I feel very blessed about that. And in the process of doing that, you meet different folks from different clubs and so forth. At the Proc a couple of years ago, I met a solid brother. Credit to his organization for sure. At the time, this was Rockstar 1%er, and he was an impressive individual. Since that time, he's moved on to some other things, but he's still, you can't forget all your good biker stuff, right? And he's got lots of it. So out of the D, what up, though? Out of the D, doggone, that's Detroit for those of y'all who don't watch BMF. But out of the D, we got my man Rockstar. Rockstar, welcome to the Big BoneYard, brother.
Oh man, appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, man. Hey, Tate, man, what's going on? Appreciate y'all, man, for having me on.
Man,
oh, definitely.
But let me. I got to be nosy for a second. So, New Orleans, What the hell, Tate? What the hell? What you doing?
Bro. So my homeboy is like, hey, my old lady got some stuff in my aunt's house. You could jumping on a cruise ship out of New Orleans. You want to go to New Orleans for the day? Yeah. Little did I know, LSU's 15 minutes up the road, and it's sundress season in the South. And good God, no,
undress season.
Sundress season.
Sundress. Okay, gotcha.
And good Lord Almighty, woo!
Right on. It was good, right? All right, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. I don't know nothing about that though, because New Orleans is. I go there for the prayer meetings, because that's what you do.
I did go to a church, and
I
found a beautiful redhead
at the church.
Yep.
Was she a nun? Was she a nun?
No. No,
right.
no.
She was a parishioner.
I actually I don't know. I didn't ask if she'd give me any or if she would give me none.
Where you hit the French Quarter over there?
Oh yeah, dude, it's crazy. I want to hit it at night.
See, that's the cool thing about, I'm telling you, man, being a biker, which is funny because that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. But this biker shit, man, it's kind of cool because you didn't know on Friday that you were going to be coming back from NOLA on Sunday.
No,
that's how it is. It's like you just be doing your regular whatever it is that you do in your life, and then next thing you know, you realize that there's something on the other end of that tank of gas that you hadn't found out about yet. So you got to go and check it out. Next thing you know, you're 6 hours away with no intention on being there, having a good ass time, right?
Well, actually, it was only 3 hours for me. But
for you, yeah. For me, it would have been a month and a half.
Yeah,
stop doing math. Stop doing math. A long time.
2 months. 2 months.
Yeah, right. Two and a half. Maybe.
That's if I can get you to leave, without having my. Hey, no, I'm not saying leave, but leave without all the extra packing because you like to stream from different places when you're on the road.
Miami's gonna slice you with a knife, brother. Cut it out. Anyway. I'll tell you what. So here's what's going on tonight, and one of the big reasons is Rockstar is here because he knows a lot about this. So tonight, matter of fact, let me read. So the description of tonight's show, if I can pull that bad boy up right quick. So this show is really it's about. Wait, where the hell is it? That's the wrong one. Where the fuck? Hold on, let me find the thing. Okay, there it is. I'm trying to read to y'all all them alphabets, ABCs. So tonight's show is called "Are You a Biker or a Rider?" And what's the difference? And this is the actual thing. So I wrote this out for us, and so here's what I said, which is actually what happened. So I was watching a news channel out of Miami, Florida, and you know how they show on the news, they have like the little teasers of what's getting ready to come up on the news. So anyway, I'm watching this story out of Miami, and they teased the story about a biker gang that had invaded the downtown area, blocking traffic, harassing people, and basically raising hell. So I'm like, all right, well, shoot, I'll wait through the commercials to watch this thing. So I did. Anyway, so, it got my attention. I kept watching. So to my surprise, I saw a bunch of kids. Once the video started playing and, like they're telling the story, there's a bunch of kids on dirt bikes and four-wheelers and sport bikes. And they were riding all over the streets doing exactly what the news people said that was going on. Problem was, there was not one single biker there. But they said, it's a biker gang and these bikers, they kept referring to these bikers. I'm looking, there ain't no bikers. Meanwhile, I read an article. It was online. It was also in the news, or it was in the newspaper and it was on TV. But I read the article online from that TV channel about a different story. But I read the article online and it said some motorcycle riders who live not too far from me, I know the guys, they held a big event. They raised thousands of dollars for a children's charity. And the article praised these riders for coming together to do the good deeds that they were doing, helping the community and so forth. And they just praised them. And these riders came together and da-da-da-da. And the problem was, these weren't just riders. In fact, primarily, if they're all wearing the same exact vest and the same exact stuff, chances are they're not these riders who came together. It was a club. In fact, these weren't just riders. It was a club. They're called Black Warriors MC, and they're actual real life bikers, you know, who go to a clubhouse and do all of the biker club stuff. And you see, y'all see where I'm going with this. And the other things is like there's really just more to it than that. I mean, like being a biker or not a biker is not necessarily about a club, but you see where I'm going with it. The guy on the Vespa, chances are he ain't a biker, right? And anyway, you see where I'm going with. Anyway, so we're gonna ride through tonight, and thanks for coming through and taking a little ride with us. We're gonna give you all the whole story about this doggone biker versus rider stuff tonight. So if that makes sense to y'all. So Rockstar, this is your fault for coming on this damn show, man. So let me ask you straight up. So if I'm gonna ask you, are you a biker or are you a rider?
You know what? I would definitely consider myself both because, you know, because being a biker, I would say, is more of like a state of mind, a persona, if that makes sense. You know, a rider is someone who will pack up their bike and go yonder or just take a ride just to ride. You know what I'm saying? They might see an event like Sturgis and, you know, what have you, and say, you know what, I'm going to check that out. I'm going to go. It don't, whether you got just you or just you and your bike. You know what I mean? Right, you just hit it.
So that guy's a rider, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And then the biker, you know, you could say, in just my opinion, I would say a biker would have, you know, which is, you know, you wear the gear and the boots and, you know, all the stuff that comes with it. Right. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, dudes that wear that may not necessarily be riders.
Okay. Okay. So, and I kind of get that though, because I see it like, well, matter of fact, I'm going to reserve mine for a minute. Tate, are you a biker or are you a rider?
I'm a biker.
Okay. All right.
Difference being is I have no problem jumping on my bike and going wherever I need to go at a moment's notice, as long as I can get off of work. Because let's face it, sometimes this biker shit don't pay the bills.
Right.
And it does. For those of y'all that think that we just ride around and have fun, this shit costs money.
A little bit.
It is not cheap. No. But I have no problem jumping on two wheels and going wherever I got to go. You know that I've had nothing but two wheels for the longest. But I would like to use your little scenario there to put it into perspective for other people. So, Big Bone 1%er, are you a club member or are you a 1%er? You're both.
Yeah, I'm both.
Because there's levels to this shit. Just like in the MC community, there's levels to this shit on where you rank as far as your club. Are you a 1%er status? Are you a lifer? But everybody's a rider that rides a motorcycle. There's a select group of us that are actual bikers.
Well, see, I'm kind of with you, but I'll tell you what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like this. I think a lot of us, let me go day one type stuff, right? Day one, you're like an enthusiast who might not even have a bike. You're like, oh man, those bikes are so cool. I can't wait to get one. Then you get one. And maybe you know some bikers, maybe you know some riders. You don't know the difference between the two a lot of times when on day one type stuff. You don't really know the difference yet. But you know, on day one, you like the idea of riding that thing with those two wheels, whether it's a sport bike or Harley, you want to ride that thing. Now, what happens is some people learn that I have a passion for this. Everybody thinks they do, right? Or when they start, oh, I'll ride all over the place. I know a guy who rode 20 miles in the same day and he wouldn't shut up about it for 6 months, right? And I'm like, 20 miles, I do that by accident, half sleep, right? but you know, after a little bit, you start seeing what do they say? The you separate the wheat from the chaff. And what I mean by that is, I know a girl who rode her sport bike, her ZX14 Kawasaki. She rode that bad boy from up your way, Rockstar, from Ypsilanti, Michigan, to freaking Tampa, Florida, to come to my birthday party a few years ago on a freaking sport bike. That woman,
Wow.
and by the way, she wasn't in a club. She became a PO later, but she rode her shit and didn't think twice about it. That girl is a rider. And the reason I say rider is because in the case of her and several like her, they don't give a damn about the journey. They keep they're plugged into their machine. They keep their machine up and they enjoy the ride and the experience of getting where they're going. But it has nothing to do with the destination for them. It's about the time that they're spending with that machine. A lot of times. I mean, I'm just giving you like one. But then as it relates to being a biker is like a lifestyle. And that's when now there are some, and when I say lifestyle, some people think I gotta mean club. But you don't necessarily have to be in a club to be a biker. Because like if you ever seen some of these old pics, these grizzly old so-and-sos, the gray bearded dudes, right? And they're in the biker bar and they got the old lady and they're all tagged up and doing biker stuff. No club affiliation at all.
Mm-hmm.
But they still bikers. Everybody knows them. They know everybody, or they might hit a place they ain't never been to before. They ain't scared. They ain't worried about, because guess what? They know what protocol is. They know how to move like a biker, talk like a biker, because they are one. So they go in and out of different circumstances with no drama because they're bikers doing biker shit. And it's the lifestyle that they are gravitated to. And of course, that means getting on the road and going somewhere. But what if you got one of these guys who he's got leather from head to toe and he's got him a $40,000 Harley and he's out there pounding the ground and you see him at bike night every single week? Is he a biker or a rider? A lot of times that guy is the weekend warrior. You know, he's an accountant who wants to play dress up on the weekend. His bike's never been out of the city.
That's what I was going to ask. Has he ever crossed city lines?
Yeah. You know, like, and certainly not the state. You know, what's going on with that dude? He's not really a biker or a rider. But problem is that dude will tell you, I'm a biker. He will say that.
Right.
He'll say that with his whole damn chest.
Mm-hmm.
And don't know nothing about nothing. He just knows he's a motorcycle owner.
Yeah.
He's the fool that walks up to you and extends his hand with a glove on.
Yeah. yeah. You know, so that's a thing. But now here, let me ask the question. Can you be in a motorcycle club or motorcycle? Well, I wouldn't say organization, because some organization you don't have to even have a bike. But let's say, can you be in a motorcycle club and not be a biker?
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you, Rockstar, what do you think?
Oh, can you be in a motorcycle club and not be a biker?
Yes.
You know what? I know this might sound crazy, but you may be able. I believe you could, because you could still, you know, because like I said before, being a biker is kind of a persona, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's a slight persona, because you can still get out there and hit that highway now. You know what I mean? With your organization. So you might not be, if you will, like the toughest individual in your organization, but hey, he can hit that highway with the best of them. You know what I'm saying? And be a good road captain or whatever that, you know, or who just be a good brother for that organization. So I mean, I don't know. I just kind of see, you know, but I would definitely say you probably should be a biker being a part of an organization.
Right.
You know. So
well, Tate, what do you think? If you're in a club, does that automatically make you a biker or not? Can it? Can you get in the club if you're not a biker? These are those deep ass questions that keep us up late at night.
Uh-oh.
What do you think? Take. I think I broke his brain with that one. I broke his brain.
Right. I see that.
We broke his brain. I feel bad right now. All right. So wait, we cannot hear you. We can't hear you.
So you didn't break my brain. I just want to throw it out there that me and you already know. Especially on this topic. Geographically speaking, it would depend on how that area is ran, would be the politically correct answer.
Okay.
Fuck politics. Does it happen? Yes. Do I believe it should happen? Absolutely the fuck not. Because if you're going to talk the talk, you better walk the walk. Otherwise, somebody's going to wind up getting hurt.
Okay, fair enough. I'll tell you how I'm thinking on it. I'm thinking on it like this. Depending on, there's whole clubs with no real bikers in them because the club got started on some fugazi stuff. And, and there's different types of clubs. And like you said, geography has a lot to do with it. But in a real motorcycle club, if you're in a real club, it's not guaranteed that every person in that club is a biker. And what I mean by that is this. You're going to learn the lifestyle for sure, but you got different people that make up a motorcycle club. For the most part, yeah, most folks in a motorcycle club, a real one, are bikers. But you also have some people who join that club because they're riders. They join that club because they like, hey, I like riding motorcycles and I like doing it a lot. I like going to different places. And what's the best way to do that? Motorcycle club, because they go places and they ride motorcycles and stuff like that. So you got riders for sure that are in motorcycle clubs, especially with diamond clubs, 1%er clubs. We break like us. We say we don't bar hop. We break state lines. We do that on the regular like that. That's our shit. So guess what? If you ain't a rider, this is the wrong place to be. Don't put the jewelry on if you got a problem with chopping down them highway miles, counting down them mile markers. Don't do it, because in a real club, I'll say in a real club, national clubs, you're gonna put in some miles. That's literally part of the job description. What's up, Heather Mo?
Yeah.
But now speaking of which, I'm glad you jumped in here. Heather just said, yes, you can be in a club and not be a biker. Some just own a bike. That is true.
Amen.
True. Yo, what about this?
What about somebody else said it?
I'll tell you the funniest thing. Oh, look, Heather's always on point. But let me tell you this. What about these cats? And here's the funny thing. You're in a motorcycle club, and I'm going to break your brain again. You're in a motorcycle club and you don't got a motorcycle.
Say that. You said you join a club and not have a bike?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. 100%.
Okay.
Fortunately, see, that's not a Florida thing, but I swear I hear about it all the time. And I'm like, how in the world are you in a motorcycle? Now I know, look, I have seen this before. Go to somebody's annual at a clubhouse, and a club pulls up, or a bunch of cars pull up. Sometimes a van. I've even seen a van. A bunch of folks get out and start putting on their rags, getting fresh with it too. Not a motorcycle in sight, and you look on the back of their rags and it's saying like Walmart Riders MC or ABC MC or something like this. Not a motorcycle in sight. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's a problem.
In that case, don't tell me you're a biker. In fact, you're definitely not a rider, because where's the bike? But it happens. It cracks me the hell up, but it's true. So let me ask a question. Heather, I hope you're still there, because I'm going to ask Heather a question in a second. So Deuce said, I'm thinking of this like some outlaw music scenes. You can play in a band or club and not be a part of the scene. You can be the downest motherfucker on the scene and not be in a band. Real knows real. Okay, facts. That's kind of
Yeah.
that's kind of it.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
Oh yeah.
But so Heather, if Heather's still there, where Heather, you there? Okay. So Heather, let me ask you this. What about women? Can women be bikers, Heather?
Mm.
Think about it. Think about it.
Man, I wish I could.
Right, let's
We
see.
need to get that one.
I'm scrolling through, right? Let's see. Heather might just have to call in or something. We don't know.
Right.
But yeah, okay. Let's see. Biker News said we had a CI full patch who could barely ride his bike. Oh, that's that. You know what? I'm glad you
Sounds
said that.
familiar.
So, look, here's the other thing. I can't speak for everybody, but I know with us, if you cannot ride your bike, this is going to be a problem. And so part of the thing is this goes back to how you come into your club, because with us, and with I'll say 1% of clubs in particular, you're going to spend a lot of time on that damn bike. You're going to have to have a bike, first of all, and you're going to have to show that you know how to ride it. The good thing about the club environment is that there's plenty of people to make sure you're riding it enough. You're going to have more practice than you want, but you will be riding that bike. And since everybody likes to come home not dead, you're going to more than likely, God willing, get some good habits. You're going to learn how to ride in a group, learn how to ride by yourself. You're going to get a good idea about what it is to ride that bike. So that's what I meant earlier when I said, if you're in a real club, it's kind of hard. It's almost impossible not to be a rider if you're in a real club, because you're going to put some miles down. Heather says, hell yeah. So, and to the question we asked earlier, can a woman be okay? So are you saying, when you say hell yeah, are you talking about a woman can be a rider, a woman can be a biker, or both? Or what are you saying, Heather? Pontificate. That's a big word. I've been waiting a month to use that word. Pontificate, Heather.
Right.
She goes, we may not be club members, but we can ride. Well, biker is a lifestyle to me. Okay, and look, that ain't nothing but the truth. And I'm glad she said it. I believe it. I've been saying that forever and ever because I've seen it. Some of the down, and shit, I mentioned a little earlier about the chick that rode down from up north all the way to Florida. So that's the thing. I mean, there's women have been bikers for as long as people had motorcycles. Women were even without being the primary, her on the back seat. She's not a biker if she rides the back seat. I think so, but what do you think, Tate? If a woman's a part of the lifestyle, she's on the back seat with her old man, or even not with her old man, just from time to time, she's at the bar, she's doing her thing, she's on the back of somebody's bike all the time, doing whatever everybody else does. Is she a biker or is she not? Damn, we broke his brain again.
Oh, what the
Right.
Rockstar, what do you say?
I would definitely consider her a biker. I would definitely consider her a biker. If she obviously knows she signed up for, and she knows she's gonna know for the most part, how the set goes, the do's and don'ts, the ins and outs, and all of that stuff. So, I would definitely, and like they say, it's not for the, it's not for the weak, not for the weak at heart. So, so it's definitely, it takes a certain type of woman to, to be a part of that life, definitely. So I would definitely consider, whether she's a backpack and, or not. Yeah, I would definitely consider a biker.
See, and that's interesting. Heather said that a biker has, and by the way, I got to tell you, so Heather, her MC or her biker credentials are solid. Heather's been around a long time. She rides her shit, yada, yada, yada. She's the real deal. That's why I'm referring to Heather on this stuff. But Heather says, biker has to know how to ride. She's just a passenger unless she can ride that bike to the hospital with her old man on the back. Now, I've heard a lot of POs and a lot of women riders say that, but I've also heard on the flip side, of devil's advocate a little bit, where you have a female who's been with her old man, for example, for a while, or she's been on the set for a while. She ain't never rode her own bike, but she knows the rules. She knows how stuff goes. And she can keep him straight, keep him squared away. Because, like, let's say he's not in the club, but she's his old lady. So she's like a PO if you're in a club. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, she's a biker. She just don't ride a bike. But that's acceptable because she's a woman with an old man who rides a bike. Because sometimes in certain clubs, even if your old lady has a bike and rides her own bike, when we do certain things, she's going to be on the back of my bike because that's what the club is saying right now. Don't mean that but like Heather just said, and this comes up a lot. What if, this is why a lot of women and a lot of the old ladies in clubs, they actually know how to ride. Not all of them, but a number of them do. The reason they know how to ride is if something happens to him, some unpleasantness happens, and she needs, like Heather just said, he needs to get that ride to the hospital or just get the hell out of there, and he's whatever. Or she needs to get his bike in there. He can't leave. Or he's leaving with the cops, for example. Guess what?
He's getting jewelry.
Yeah, don't call the tow truck. She's gonna get the keys or the fob, whatever. Jump on that bike and bring baby back home. And call the bondsman when she get there. You know.
There's a quote that you've used for years from back in the roundtable days, and you stole it from a very popular TV show. A biker old lady will live by this quote. If she loves the man, she must love the club.
Well, learn to love the club.
Yeah. Now, if your old lady has no problem with the fact that you're riding, she'll get on with you every once in a while, but it's always an issue when club shit needs to be done, or you need to go to the clubhouse for this, that, or the other, or you got an event, or you got church, and there's always a fucking issue. She's a rider because she is a passenger at that point.
Right, exactly. No, that's a good point. That's a good point because you know, if she don't, it's a biker, like an old lady who's actually a biker, she gets it. She understands that, and you know that weird ass phone call at 3:30 in the morning. And why do you got to go to Roger's house? And you know, can't he call the bond? Like my famous thing that we say around my side of the fence is like, you know, when the old lady says, "Can't somebody else do it?" I am somebody else.
Right.
I am somebody else.
Right.
That's
if
why
she can. I am.
I was almost gonna get a T-shirt that said "I am somebody else." And that's like with us, that's a point of pride. Like as in, some folks say, "I am my brother's keeper." That's what it means. I am somebody else. Call somebody else. Yep, that's me. Yeah, but so
that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
That might be the next BoneYard shirt.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? We're gonna get on it. Let me ask you this. So about the riders, though, one of the things that I know. And I kind of was talking to myself about this a little earlier about the difference between bikers and riders. One of the things that's a big deal to bikers is, and people, sometimes you see a Facebook post or a meme or something about it, and they talk about the bikers code. Now, the bikers code, for those of y'all that don't know, is basically a credo that says, you watch out for each other. You don't leave. If you're riding with somebody, you don't leave them behind. You see them broke down on the side of the road, you pull over and check on them. They check on you. You watch out for each other. It's that two-wheel brotherhood, right? That's part of that biker code. Those people that live by that, whether they're in a club or not, those people, whether they know it or not, they're kind of bikers. Like if they check a few of the other boxes, they're a biker. If you're going by you're on your way to the wing house, nothing all that important. You see some guy stuck off the side of the road, looks like he might be in a spot, and you say, "Sucks to be him." You ain't a biker. You might be a rider. Wow. You're probably a dick, but you're definitely not a biker, you know. It's like we've seen those dudes before, you know.
I'll give you a scenario.
Say what now? Yeah,
I'll give you a scenario. I'm headed back from Vero,
Mhm.
and I was on the 10 coming through the Panhandle, just flying.
Yeah.
Light comes on for gas. I'm like, fuck. This little crotch rocket pulled off on the side of the road, and the guy's jumping up and down. So I pull up, and I was like, "Yeah, right? Nah, man, I need some help." I was like, "Well, first off, you need some training. If you put your helmet on the ground behind your bike, somebody will stop." He goes, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, 15 other people with bikes rode past me. He said, "Your helmet's not on the ground behind your bike. They think you're just stopping because it's hot as hell outside."
Right.
He's like, "Oh, all right." He's like, "Can you give me a ride 5 miles up the road to the gas station?"
Absolutely.
I was like, "No." But welcome to the state of Florida. We have this thing called road rangers, and they'll bring you some gas.
Yeah, no nut to butt riding. That's a that's
Yeah.
a party foul
Yeah,
for
no.
sure. Like, nah, buddy, I'll call you an Uber. You know.
Right.
Hey, by the way, for those of y'all that's with us right now, take a whole 2 seconds out of your life. Hit the like button for a brother. So like, subscribe, share, but definitely hit the like button. We definitely appreciate it. The algorithm loves it when you do that. So do we. But Heather says, I agree, douche. Females cannot be 1%ers. And you know what? I don't want to go down the rabbit hole, but yeah, I'm in big agreement with that. Somebody tried it in Texas horribly. It was a horrible idea. That was horrible. Why would they do that to those girls? But
I know one that might be able to pull it off.
well, see, here's the thing. To say that women can't be 1%ers is not a slight on women. It is to say that there are cultural differences in the motorcycle and the MC community. Okay, so here's the thing. I've said it for years, and it's true. It is as true today as it has always been, and that's this. The MC community is where men are men and women are glad about it.
Oh yeah,
For real, because it's like here, to give you sort of an idea without sounding all the tough guy stuff and all like that. But in certain polite society situations, if you're at a restaurant, or let's say you're at a bar, or nightclub, or something like that, and some guys like a little fresh out his mouth with your lady and so forth, the guy might say, hey, you know, that's inappropriate, buddy, this, that, and another thing. And if the guy carries on, he's gonna go and call the bouncers and say, hey, this fella's giving us a hard time. You know, I want you to get him out of my face, and this, that, and another thing. If the establishment doesn't cooperate, you're going to hear from my attorney, and I'm going to write a bad review on Yelp. I'm going to Yelp your butt, mister. Right? That's scenario A. Scenario B, let's insert a biker with a diamond in that same circumstance, right? There ain't going to be no conversation. It's going to be, what happened? This happened. Boom, done. And then somebody's going to say, hey, what happened? And the thing is about bikers, we police ourselves. Someone's going to say, hey, this guy did such and such and such. We took care of it. If you could remove the body, you know, so we can get back to our beer or whatever we were doing.
Turn the music back on.
Yeah, everything is cool. If someone does something, God forbid, to somebody's kid, normal polite society people are going to pick up the phone, they're going to call 911, and they're going to do all the responsible things. Bikers have a tendency, we have our own folks, and I'm not talking go out and be lawless and all like that, but bikers believe, especially those of us of the jewelry wearing variety, we believe in handling our own business. We try not to bother the world with our stuff. You know, we do our thing, you do your thing. As long as your thing don't bother my thing, we ain't gonna have a thing. But if your thing does bother my thing, I'm gonna handle it in the way I see fit. We're gonna do what we believe. And here's the cool thing about women. Women, you know, society might say, oh, you're a caveman. How could you beat the person and the stuff that, oh, you're a caveman. Guess what? Women dig that. I don't mean treating them badly, but here's the thing, men, we're here to provide and protect for our women and our families. And men got so watered down over a lot of years where the pussification of men in America is disgusting. So men aren't acting like men anymore. And then they say, oh, toxic masculinity. That's just some shit that they made up. Either a guy's an asshole or he's not. You know, there's no such thing as toxic masculinity. That's just one of them catchphrasey things. That's just sometimes guys get way too, you know, roid rage or whichever the hell. If the guy's an asshole, leave him alone. But the regular good man, the average biker, yeah, you know, he might be a little rough around the edges. Not everybody, but a little rough around the edges. But he's gonna take care of his woman. He's gonna take care of his kids. He's gonna do his damn thing. And if you fuck with his girl, he's gonna beat your ass. You touch his bike, he's gonna beat your ass. I mean, it's very simple. Like it's actions have consequences. I don't mess with nobody's stuff because I don't want nobody trying to beat my ass. And my problem is I'm a Marine. I don't think anybody can beat my ass, but I don't want to go through the motions of it. You know what I'm saying? And Rockstar is a Marine as well. You know, he's got the Rockstar's got the same simplify affliction. So we think nobody can beat our ass. But as a result of such, we also have a thing called respect that we got once upon a time. So we don't mess with people unnecessarily. You know, y'all know this. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
I got this saying when people ask if they can sit on my bike. I look at them with a straight face and I go, "Can I fuck your old lady?" What? You got a better chance fucking my old lady than sitting on my motherfucking bike. Take that stupid shit somewhere else.
Right.
No, you ain't sitting on my bike.
Yeah. You know, it's like, so the way it works on the set, again, bikers, riders. Bikers do have a code, right? And I liken it to jailhouse rules. And not that riders don't know how to act or anything, but when the news story about the guys with the wheelies and all like that, them guys were not bikers. In fact, they were probably not even riders, considering some of the bikes, some of the machines I saw them on and all like that. But the thing is, the way that we operate, we got it. We have a code for sure. We got rules. In fact, we got more rules in the Constitution. We just believe in our rules, not necessarily society's rules. But now the thing I'm babbling about is sort of like this. It's like jailhouse rules. Everything in the jailhouse is predicated on respect, right? And then look, guess what? And also in jail, folks is gonna try you. You know, like hey, what size shoes? What size shoes are those?
Oh yeah.
If you say a size 10, he's like, oh great, give me those. They'll fit me just fine because you don't know how to talk to folks, right? But if they go, what size are those shoes? And you go, my size, motherfucker. Keep it moving. Yeah, damn. All right. Well, I guess those are his size. Let me keep it moving. You know, it sounds nuts. But guess what? That's some caveman, archaic, friggin', that's some old caveman stuff. Which is okay.
The thing. Anybody that's been on the set, I'm sure, I know you've seen it because I've been with you and seen it. I'm sure Rockstar 1%er's seen it. You know, there are certain situations where you walk into a bar and automatically security's like fucking staring you down and shit. All the civilians that, oh my God, there's bikers here. Look, ain't shit gonna happen with us because if one of my boys fucks up, I'm gonna take care of him.
Exactly.
You know, we're gonna take him out back. He's gonna come back. He's gonna apologize to you, and we're just gonna enjoy the rest of our night. At that point, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Worry about your civilians that are there getting drunk and wanting to beat the hell out of each other. Because 9 times out of 10, we understand that if we mess up, it might not happen there, but eventually somebody's going to get a corrective action. And nobody wants that.
Yeah, because the thing is, nobody wants to go out and be looking like a dumbass, you know, because here's the thing. You're out with whether it's your club or your boys, right? Whether you're in a club or whether you're a bunch of riders, like there's some great guys, Bay Area riders. So shout out to Carlos Nimri and those guys from Bay Area Riders. They do their thing. But when Bay Area riders go out, they have a little briefing about, hey, how we're going to go from point. And back in the day, not so much. But over the years, they really, man, they're like a well-operated machine, and they're all independents. But when they go to a place, man, they know how to act. Nobody's showing their ass and tearing up or any of this kind of stuff. But the thing is, when those guys are out or when a club is out, there's somebody everybody's responsible for each other. You know, we say it all the time. We police ourselves. If there's a problem, management, let us know. We got it. In fact, most of the time, there's businesses, bars, restaurants, night spots. They love us to come over because they know, hey, not only are we going to police ourselves, we'll help them in certain cases, not like that thing that happened up north, but we'll police the place. Hey, if somebody's getting out of control, hey, man, calm down. You know, a lot of times they see 14 guys saying, hey, calm down. There's no fight. They're just going to calm down, you know, because our job is not to be de facto bouncers or any of that. I'm not saying that. But the thing is, things just go better when you have that club in the place, provided they're, you know, a proper club doing what they do. What's up, Black Dragon? Black Dragon in the house. Black Dragon, I hope you hit the like button when saying you got to hit the button in there. But yo, man, this
actually,
Actually,
I would say I would like to add, you know, for the most part, if your organization is conducting themselves, you know, in a, you know, kind of a respectable manner, you know, that's going to deter, like they say, it's going to deter a lot of BS that, you know, that may happen.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because if they see the bartender, the owner, hey, yeah, you know, spending, you know, they come in there and spend some money, you know, come on, like you got to be a dumbass to like just run up in there and try to hold up the place, stick them up or something like that. You got a bunch of vested members in there. Come on,
right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So you know, so it you know, as much as the public would like to villainize, it could, you know, it's still there's a positive aspect to it as well.
Oh, Rockstar, you said a thing that kind of triggered my brain. You said a bunch of vested members. Here's the thing. As it relates to bikers versus riders. You know. No, it's okay. I was just gonna say as it relates to our topic, bikers or riders, there's vested members of a club, and then you got invested members of a club.
Okay.
A vested member of a club is a guy who a lot of times he got him a vest some kind of way. Maybe he kind of, you know, phoned it in, wasn't the best probate, you know, barely makes his meetings, you know, late on his dues. This guy don't make the rides. You know, he might be a rider pretending to be a biker and not really that much of a rider, right? Possibility. He's a vested member. But then there's invested member. This is just some of my little bonisms. But an invested member, he's all that. He's a biker, he's a rider, he's a brother. And that's the thing that we didn't really delve into. Bikers, whether you're in a club or not, understand there's a brotherhood that they're a part of, or a sisterhood that they're a part of. So that's one of the distinct differences. Those cats that were in Miami that we were talking about, just tearing up the streets on four-wheelers and all of that, they ain't bikers, they ain't brothers, they're not riders, they're not us. And it makes it I really hate it when the news tries to make a story sexy by turning these, you know, these fucking idiots, labeling them as bikers, because we're like better than that. Speaking of which, we got something real cool that's coming up actually on August the 2nd. Hey, Rockstar, hey, there you go. Hold on, let's see if we can get Rockstar on the stage. Yep, there you go.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you. That's what's up, man. It took you a month and a half to get here.
I was trying.
Right on, brothers. Hey, good to see you, man. Semper Fi. Well, I was going to share this with us. We got what we're doing, the West Florida COC and also the BoneYard chapter of ABATE. We've been kind of a real cool thing happened. A sad thing happened, which was Army Specialist Jalen Perez died earlier this month in Germany. A lot of folks heard about it. There was a horrible accident in Germany while they were doing a military operation. But this particular Army specialist was a VA police officer at Bay Pines VA Hospital. So the family and the VA reached out to Patriot Guard, the commander of Patriot Guard, asking for escort and some services to bring his body from the airport and to the funeral home. And then from the funeral home, there's going to be an honor ride, what we call his last ride. We understand he was a motorcycle enthusiast. We're not sure whether he was a biker or a rider just yet, but but nonetheless, his last ride is to we're going to take him from the funeral home through a tour of Bay Pines, and then and after that back to the funeral home. We're doing that on August the 2nd. We've got a couple of different meetup spots, but it's to give this man, he died for his country. He died in service to his country, a very well decorated, respected soldier. So we're going to try to show him some love and some honor on August the 2nd.
Saturday.
Yeah, that's Saturday, August the 2nd. And I know one of the meetup spots, which I can tell you about this. And don't show up at Bay Pines by your damn self, please. But what we'd like you to do is either contact myself or Tate. I'll make sure you got the info, Tate. But contact us.
I might be there.
Okay, right. Yeah, this will be good. But
I might shoot down for that.
We're going to meet up at a spot. We're going to ride in together. It's going to be escorted by the Florida State Police and the VA police. They're doing the escort of the whole doggone thing. So we want y'all to meet us up. One location is going to be in Palm Harbor. I don't have the address, but when I get it, I'll put it out, or y'all reach out to me if you're in the area, if you're going to be in the area, so you can meet us. We're going to meet, I know, at a Thornton's gas station on US 19 in Palm Harbor, Florida, is one of the meetup locations. And that's going to be at about, I want to say at 9:45 in the morning or something like that on August the 2nd, which is a Saturday. But again, I'll put the information out there, or if you don't see it, y'all reach out some kind of way if you want to join us in giving this man his last ride. So you know,
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, man, it's like
Always.
you know, it's a we hate the fact that that the family has to go through this, but it's such an honor to be able to participate. So shout out to the Patriot Guard, the commander of Patriot Guard. We appreciate the invite, and we're honored and humbled by the invitation. So those of us here at the Big BoneYard, again, thank you. But man, that's been all right. Rockstar,
Stuff right there.
yeah, brother. You know, because our brothers in arms, man.
Yeah, I remember, burying a couple of brothers, and when you not try to get off topic, but you look down at that casket, and it's like you seeing yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like it really opens your eyes to how real this shit is.
Yeah.
What we do.
Yeah, man. Look, it is. And I'll tell you a quick story. So years ago, 2013, somebody very close to me, I found somebody that was very close to me dead. And she was a nurse, just like a little regular person, found she was dead. I was like, what the hell? I could not I've been sounds morbid, but I've been around death a lot. And in our lifestyle in the Marine Corps, on the set, we're kind of conditioned to, that's a part of the deal. That's it goes with the territory. So when it happens, it's not that you're not sad, but you can process it a little something, because that's part of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
When it happens, God forbid, a child or some what we call a citizen, man, that messes me up, especially somebody I don't know how to deal with that. But the thing is, even though this man was doing his thing, it doesn't at this point, we still have a job to do, which is to honor that man for his sacrifice. That's our part of it now. Even if we might not be shedding 50 pounds of tears because we didn't know him, but he's still one of us. He's still an American. He wasn't a Marine. Not everybody can be, but that man, he did his thing.
Hey.
But with that, I'll tell you what though, Rockstar. Now that you got your technological difficulties ironed out, brother. Look,
yes,
what say you come back and join us like next week? We got plenty of stuff to talk about, man. What you gonna do?
Sure. Say less.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
I should warn you. We'll probably be talking about biker shit. See, next time
Maybe.
you break out my stick.
Hey,
I got a stick.
we can talk about whatever. I'm cool with it.
Look here. Oh, wait, you gonna make me break out Look, this is one of Miami's finest right here. I'd say, oh, shoot. See, it's the Art Deco edition. Oh,
What is it?
It's a cigar.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
See, it's Florida, so we got to come with the pink and all the craziness.
No. It's Florida. We got the dab pen.
Freaking pothead.
And I thought Archbishop was gonna come on, man. I was gonna wish him a happy birthday. I know he just joined the Half Century Club.
Oh yeah. I joined that a while back. So
okay.
We used to have a big birthday party at every year at the last Friday of the month. We have this big birthday party. We didn't do it. We didn't do it this year. We might go back to it next year, but man, that's the thing. You might not want to miss that. It's the sort of thing where I started doing it some years ago, and the first time I did it was like 500 people, and went over the years from 500 to I think the biggest count was like 1,700 people, and we had to go from having it one day to turn it into a whole weekend. And Tate's been he comes down, but yeah. So
actually, I was in the area for the last one.
Yeah. I'm talking selling out hotels and everything else. So we might have to do that again. But and what I'll do is I'll try to get Bishop on next time I got you on the show. I'll see if we can drag him back on here because he's doing a different thing. Is more social politics and stuff like that. A little something, But I tell you what, man, I'm glad you were here tonight. And so I'll tell you what. Before we wrap up, let's get some final thoughts, like Jerry Springer. So Tate, final thoughts. Biker, rider, what's the difference?
Difference is the mindset. Anybody can walk the walk, but can they talk the talk? Or anybody can talk the talk, but can they walk the walk? Anybody can say, "Oh, I ride my bike," but do you really ride your bike? If you ain't got miles backing up to a curb, don't tell me you're a biker.
All right. So right now, last question: are you a biker or rider? Which one?
You really asking me that?
I'm trying to see if you changed your answer from earlier.
With the exception of club riders, club members, I would say I probably have some of the most miles under my belt in my young age.
Well, that might make you a rider, or it could make you a biker.
In a but I will also say that the friends I've made across along the way would definitely say I'm a biker.
I'll tell you real quick about Abate. I have met a lot of bikers in Abate. I didn't expect to, but there are a lot of legitimate bikers in Abate, and now, and don't get me wrong, the ones that aren't really aren't. I mean, shockingly, I'm like, how could you be in Abate for this long and not know shit? But and that's a few. I'm not beating up on nobody. I mean, it's not something bad if you're not a biker. But to be in the arena of all this biker stuff and not really learn a whole lot about what the biker stuff is, right? But there are a lot of actual real life bikers in Abate. I was very surprised and pleased and surprised to find that out. Rockstar, what say you, sir? On the subject, biker rider, what do you think?
Okay, I want to kind of since I just not coming on, you could put a face to the comment from earlier.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to backtrack off of what you said about when it comes to the female. Yep. Now, I've experienced some properties that ride, like that was in the pack, and they was doing yonder, like no questions, just with right there with you.
Right.
And so, you can be a female and be a biker and a rider.
Yeah, I believe
that's a fact.
I believe it.
And like I said, and there's some female MC clubs out here that get yonder. No problem at all. So, So, but I would say, for me, I would say not being in the club now, I'm more of a biker. Because I don't have the commitment to have to go places. You know what I mean? So
Right.
if I ever put rags back on, then I become both, if you will.
Right.
That's how I would look at it.
No, I see what you're saying. And the thing, and I'm just a true believer, just because I've seen it, is that legit there are bikers that are not in clubs, and then you got riders who are in clubs. So, but as long as, and I'm okay with either or, because as long as you on them two wheels, that's the cool thing. As long as you got some semblance of a code, because riders can have a code, like if they default to that biker code, that biking brotherhood thing that we talk about, if they can do that, man, I'm good. I'm good. So about me, I would say I like to be, so I'm a biker for sure. No two ways about that. I'm definitely a biker. It gets on Miami's nerves, but yeah, I'm a biker through and through. I'm a Marine with strong biker tendencies, I think is the way she put it. But I want to be more of a rider, and I would be again if I had more time. Because like what happens with me is I'll have, so I'm a rider because I got to go to places. In the club, you're gonna be a rider whether you want to or not. But I'm saying, when I say rider, I don't mean just going state to state with my club. I mean like on Wednesday when I don't got nothing going on, or I got a week where there's 10 days in a row where I don't have a obligation, and I might want to just go to freaking Miami on the bike and
You get those
some trees. Dude, it's been rough to get a 10-day stretch.
Dude, I haven't got you to get a 3-day stretch yet.
This time of year? Nah, it ain't happening. Not this time of year.
You hit a really good point, and that right there, a lot of people who are on the fence about whether they're a biker or a rider, what you just said would actually answer their question, because you just said you would like to just on a Wednesday take a ride.
Yeah,
that's a rider.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you just say, you know what, I want to ride to 500 miles. I'm going to just pick a destination and just ride. That's a rider. And you know what? And you don't have to have no affiliation to be that.
Facts.
So, and then I want to back up to what Kate said about the being in distress, motorcyclists being in distress on the side. I would say being a biker would be the ethical thing to do, to, if you see somebody on the side of the road and say, hey, you know what, hold on, let me bust to you. Hey man, you good? Oh yeah, I'm all right. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? That's the biker thing to do.
Yeah.
And I've done that in my regular, vehicle, and I'm just driving along because I know I ride myself. So if I see somebody, if I'm able to, I'm like, hey man, you good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Appreciate it. Boom. All right, cool.
Oh, hey, Rockstar.
I tend to throw up the thumbs up as I go by.
Oh yeah, Eastside Chemo said, Rockstar, bro, you from Detroit?
Yeah, Chemo. That's Chemo. I know him.
Chemo?
Yes, sir.
Chemo. Hey, Chemo, he said, what up, though?
Yeah, what up, though?
Man, look, matter of fact, I got the, not the TiVo, but I got to go watch BMF, man. I got to go watch BMF here in a minute.
Hey, some of us.
You know what? Put it like this. I'll just say this. If you watch that and you take that to heart, it's almost like the person taking Sons of Anarchy and the Mayans to heart.
Yeah. Now, you know what?
I mean, a lot of shit is TV. Come on now. But it's good entertainment. It's good entertainment.
It is, but I'll tell you what, I love the D because that's my mother's there.
Right.
And the thing is that that Detroit is near and dear to my heart because for a few reasons. One,
Okay.
obviously my mother's there, but
Mhm.
on top of that, there was a really excellent big brother by the name of Columbo. And this dude gave me the grand tour. Every time I go up, he passed away a few years ago, but every time I go up, this brother, he was like the unofficial mayor of Detroit. He took me, told me the stuff that ain't gonna show up in a documentary. He goes, that's where Eddie used to get his jumbo rocks. Yeah, he used to smoke the rocks over there. Now that mansion, I said, you mean that dilapidated building? He said, yeah, in 1972, that was a beautiful mansion. Look at this picture. I'm looking at the picture, I'm like, damn, what
Yeah.
and he knew all
What
the
happened?
Motown people. He knew all of the people in the auto industry. He knew everybody and could tell you everything about every single street, including the street that was named after my family. Blew my mind. I'm like, how the
Wow.
what? I mean, so yeah, so Detroit, that man changed so much for me. A lot of the bros watching, they know who I'm talking about. But Columbo, rest in peace, my brother. But yeah, he made Detroit a very special thing for me. Deuce said that's an interesting perspective at the Big BoneYard. Can you end up being so much of a biker and taking care of shit that you don't have the time to ride enough?
Yes.
Kind of, you know, riding on your own. I'll say it like that. Riding on your own or doing stuff that like you want to go ride to the beach. You might not have time to do that because you're riding, but you're riding doing some club stuff. Now, depending if you're lucky, you love doing the stuff with your club. But sometimes it's an obligation versus I can't wait to get there. You know, but
I would say I know a Mad Hatter that does so much for the different organizations he's involved in that he doesn't say it, but I can see it every time I see this man. He just wants to get out and ride for fun. I'm not going to put his name on blast out there. I don't want to get him in any trouble. But those of y'all that don't know what a Mad Hatter is, he's got 18 million different hats, which means he's like gumbo. You never know what's coming out.
Right.
Oh, you know what, Bone? You made a good point, and this is how much I do my homework. You did a show not too long ago, I want to say, and you were talking about the position.
Oh yeah.
Of the
4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yep. So, you know, when you're like the president, sometimes you get caught up doing biker shit, and you really can't ride.
Yeah.
So it kind of, you know what I mean? If you got like, you know, logistics duties to handle, and it's like, hey man, I gotta go to this city council thing to square away some stuff, do some public relations shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it be like that. So I can't really kick it with y'all right now. You know, I got to get up at 7 to be at City Hall for something.
Yeah. Yep.
See?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
Facts.
They be like that.
You know, it's crazy you say that. So me and earlier this year, I was in Tallahassee a lot. And we actually did a big ass ride to Tallahassee twice. The second time was with A-Bait, but before that, it was on some political stuff. And we were fighting about some insurance bills and some other stuff, and took a huge group of bikers, like 300 and something bikes up there, parked on the what do they call it? The pavilion at the
rotunda.
No, they call it something
not
else.
the rotunda, the courtyard.
Courtyard, right? The courtyard at the state capitol. I spoke to I think I spoke to the House of Representatives, and then went back to talk to the Senate subcommittee and yada yada yada. And I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm on a bike. Well, actually, one time I drove a car once. The other times I was on the bike. And when we brought all the bikers up, man, I'm up 5 o'clock in the morning at a staging area, which, you know, like the session didn't start until 8:30, 9 o'clock, but 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm out there in the middle of the dark at the friggin' state capitol, hoping that the state capitol police don't murder my ass for being out there on a
Oh, yeah.
friggin' motorcycle, and I'm thinking, and there are those times where you're thinking, what the hell am I doing? What the hell am I doing out here? Right. And then you say, here's the comfort part. Well, I did get to ride my motorcycle. No kidding. You're like, oh, I did get to ride my motorcycle all the way to Tallahassee. And because Tallahassee,
Right.
for me, it ain't close. It's like
A hop,
it's like
skip, and
6
a jump.
hours or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it's a
little
minute.
bit for you.
But and we were back and forth for a few weeks with that. But the cool thing was I was able to ride my motorcycle. But once I got there, I'm clocking in, So it's like, yeah, you got to find a way you can get it. But no, I feel you. I'm glad you caught that. I'm glad you made that comparison, because that's something real. I struggle with that.
Yeah. Well,
But
hey, there was even a point in time you called me at work. What are you doing? Motherfucker, it's the middle of the week. I'm at work. The hell?
Right.
He's like, you should really find a way around that. It's cutting into your motorcycle riding time. Yeah, but you ain't paying my bills.
All that work stuff is inconvenient. Like, yeah, but I'll tell y'all what, man. This has been a great night. Rockstar, I'm so glad you were finally able to make it on here with us tonight, man.
Appreciate it.
Hey, look, so Boneheads, we're gonna do this again in about 7 days. And like I said, the honor ride is going to be on August the 2nd. If you're going to be in Florida, definitely get at us. We'll try to put the information out. So we're going to do that meetup on US 19 in the city of Palm Harbor, Florida. I want to say it's Thornton's gas station, but we'll tighten up all the info before then. But make an effort if you can to show that man some love, honor, and respect. Other than that, man, thank y'all for riding out with us here on the Big BoneYard tonight. And we're going to see y'all again in about 7 days. So we out.
Welcome to the Big BoneYard. Enter at your own risk.
To pursue a career in law because it gives me an opportunity to help people. When a client chooses us to represent them, they're entrusting us with a huge responsibility. It's our goal to exceed their expectations with our personalized service and to help them to achieve the best possible recovery to compensate them for their injuries.
That's where we come in. We come in and we solve that problem for them and really set them on the right track in order to try and get back to what their life was like before the accident happened.